Now we are recording the session. Let me know if you can see my screen, guys. Let me know if you can see this. Let's just make sure that you can see all of this. All good, looking good. Yes, okay, guys. So how I structure this webinar is I want to show you the fundamentals. I want to show you a lot of lessons that I've learned from building my own business. And I'm not going to tell you that it has been flowers and rainbows all the way. In fact, I've faced a ton of problems. You can't imagine how many problems I've faced. But you know, I think it's just part of the process. It's almost impossible to build a business without having any problems. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna put this in full screen, and we're gonna have a Q&A session in the end. Okay, I'm gonna be answering many of your questions, and when I'm gonna do some pauses in the webinar to answer your questions. So I'm actually gonna go out of full screen so I can see your questions. But okay, so that's how we're gonna proceed, and let's get started. Who's excited, guys? Who's excited? Me. Awesome, guys. Okay, let's do it. So, how to build a successful e-commerce business from scratch? I think this is a great topic because I'm gonna go into several different aspects of building the business itself. We're gonna be talking about some legal stuff, some advertisement, products, etc. So, before we start, make sure you close all distractions, close all applications that might distract you. For me, some of them are Skype, Gmail, iTunes, Spotify. Believe it or not, I work a lot with Spotify. I listen to a lot of music. Turn the volume up and just type a big yes if you can hear me. Type a yes in the chat box, okay? Yes. Okay, perfect, guys. Okay, who is this webinar not for? Okay, I am, if you know me very well, or at least you've been following me on Facebook, on YouTube, you know I hate hype marketing. I'm not gonna tell you that e-commerce is easy. I'm not gonna tell you that internet marketing is easy. The reason I'm not gonna tell you that is because I've been on this thing for almost 5 years, and it's been like, let's say, in the past 12 months that I've seen big success. But for the first 4 months, I mean 4 years, it was an obstacle, you know. So it's not easy. So people who tell you to jump into e-commerce because it's hot, people who tell you to jump into internet marketing because it's hot and easy, they're probably not even not even running a business, because if they were running a business, they wouldn't tell you that. Okay, so if you're not willing to put in the work and treat this as a real business, this is not for you. If you're comfortable with your current situation, if you're expecting to get results without investing in your business, marketing, employees, if you're not willing to pay taxes, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, in your mindset, in your education, this is not for you, because these things are pretty much required if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. Now, I'm not going to tell you have to invest $1 million, but you got to be willing to invest some money. This is the kind of business that we don't have a massive barrier of entry. We don't, and that's very good, right? But at the same time, that doesn't mean that you can get started with $50. At least if you're going to use paid advertisement, that's not how it works. Okay. And finally, if you're looking for the secret formula to get rich overnight, this webinar is really going to disappoint you, right? You won't see a secret formula, and I'm really gonna tear you up, at least with the mindset part, because I feel that that's the most important part. Okay, I know it's boring, but you will hear me. Okay, so okay, many people think that it was like an overnight success thing. And the first day, and I'm just gonna tell you a quick story, right? So you can know when I got started with e-commerce and why I got started with e-commerce. So pretty much on November 2016, and it was around November 15th or something like that. I think November 20th. I went to an event in Miami with my friends here from Costa Rica. I went with my brother. I met a ton of people from Facebook that I knew on Facebook. I saw them in the event, marketing event. People spoke about email marketing, affiliate marketing, CPA marketing, and then this guy went on stage, started talking about, selling socks on Facebook, how he was making 6 figures selling cat socks on Facebook. I was like, what? So at that time, I was really into email marketing. I thought that generating leads was the best business in the world, and it makes total sense. You want to generate a list, you want to generate an asset, you want to build a list of emails that you can market to, and that's your asset for lifetime, okay? That made total sense. But at the same time, I also like the part in affiliate marketing or CPA marketing where you could, make money in the front. So by hearing this guy talk, it made perfect sense. In e-commerce, you make money in the front, and also you build your list and build your brand. It's your own brand. You're not sending just traffic to an offer. You're not just, let's say, using a platform to generate sales, but you're not keeping the leads like in Amazon. It made total sense. So at that time, I had a lot of affiliate marketing friends, CPA marketing friends, and I told them, you know what? I am going to start an e-commerce business. Honestly, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do because I have no idea on how to get started with this, but I just know I'm going to get started. And they told me, man, but you got to deal with suppliers, you got to deal with inventory, all of this. Obviously, at that time, I didn't even knew that I didn't need inventory, whatever. But I just told them I'm gonna do it. After that trip, and to make the story short, I went to my best friend's college in San Diego. I just sat down while he was in classes. I just started my first e-commerce business. Okay, by November 27th, as you can see in there, started generating my first sales. I had a coaching call with a friend. He charged me like $100, way too cheap. Now he charges like 10,000. But I was his first student. He gave me a call, showed me how to do product research, audience research, blah, 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 launched my campaigns, and these were the results of my first month. In my first month, I made around $10,000 in sales. I couldn't believe it, honestly. And the first time I was lucky, honestly. I feel I was lucky. I got a good product, good audience. I just increased the budget on the ads. That's all I did. Didn't even optimize a lot. And boom, a lot of results. Okay, then it started to fade out and I couldn't get it to the top, right? I just couldn't make it again. I couldn't duplicate it. So it's been ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, but I managed to run ads every single day for a year and 4 months, okay? And that paid off. In the past 45 days, just the past 45 days, and I can't even believe it, just by seeing the screenshot on the right, I can't even believe it's mine, honestly. With all the let's say past history that I gained, I managed to scale the business really fast. And this is why you need to be patient, because in a year and 4 months you might not see results, but in 45 days you can make the profit that you would do in 5 years, okay? Or not 5 years, maybe 3 years or 2 years. What I'm trying to tell you is that it comes that moment where you just get it. You just get it and you can duplicate it and you know what's happening, okay? So just to recap, some people are just starting out. Here's the process, here's how it works. You put an ad on Facebook, just like the one in the first image right there. Can be accessories, can be fashion clothes, can be let's say all of these gadgets, phone cases, phone cables, baby clothes, things like that. You put an advertisement on Facebook, you target a specific audience, regardless if it's in the US or Canada or Australia or worldwide. Just put an ad, okay? When people click the ad, they're gonna go to your store, which you created on Shopify, with your logo, with your brand, with your vision. We're gonna dive very deep into that. When people go to your store, and if you have a good audience and product, and your store looks good, they're gonna check out. They're gonna buy your product. They can pay with PayPal or with credit card. PayPal is a payment processor. The payment processor for credit cards or debit cards can be Stripe if you're in the US. Can be Shopify payments if you're in the US, Canada. I think it's Australia as well. If you're outside the US, you can use 2Checkout, which is the one I've been using. We're going to talk more about that, but payment processors to receive payments. You get paid. Then on the next day, you go buy the product on AliExpress, or you can even buy on Amazon. Some of the products I buy on Amazon because they ship really fast and I can get good prices for those specific products. For the majority of the products, I cannot find them really cheap on there, but it's a good place, okay? Then you send directly from China to the US. That's called drop shipping. Drop shipping works if you have a good relationship and communication with your supplier. If you don't, You can find a lot of shady suppliers on AliExpress that won't ship your products in time. And I've had situations where when I was first starting out, I didn't even communicate with them. I was buying thousands of products from them. Turns out they were not even sending the freaking products. I opened disputes, got my money back, customers got mad. Part of the obstacles that I faced, but I learned from that. Now it's obviously it's way smoother. Then once the person receives the item, and hopefully you're sending a good item, right? You don't want to send a crappy item. Okay, you got the person's email because they put the email in the checkout, and that's when you do the email marketing. Right now, my email marketing is generating around $1,500 per email that I send to my list, and that's with small segments. That's not to the whole list. If I send to the whole list and I segment everything and send at the same time, it can be way higher than that. I have an email guy that does the email marketing for me, and it's really, really powerful. Imagine doing an extra 15,000 a month just by sending emails. And then rinse and repeat, okay? That's the process of how you make money with this. You can get very creative, but by following this process, this is the one I've been using for these results. And if you master it, you can really make good money. So a to-do list for this webinar. We're gonna dive into mindset, some legal stuff, store setup, branding, marketing, team building, and then we're gonna go to my notes just to show hands-on some strategies that you can use. So I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna see some of your comments here just to make sure we're on track. Want to see my audio? Everything looks fine. Ecuador, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, yes. So, how bad do you want it? Here's the thing. I get a lot of people from Costa Rica that, and many of them honestly didn't believe in me when I was in high school. I remember I got started when I was 15 years old, typing how to make money online on Google. My brother actually got started first than me. Okay, he got started before me, but I was following his path. I was like, man, why is he so addicted to all this? You know, like trying to make it. We're so young. Turns out that because I saw that from a very young age, I managed to create very good habits. I managed to create this entrepreneurial spirit that led me to initiative from a very young, having initiative from a very young age. So when I was 15, 16, I was already looking for business opportunities, network marketing companies. I was typing on Google how to make money online. I was seeing blogs, YouTube channels. I was following people, and I was not seeing results. I remember in high school when I went on lunch, I just took out my laptop, and I could have been, you know, I'm not saying that I did every lunch, but there were some lunch that I just went and got my laptop out and just managed to start working. Some people asked, like, what are you doing? And a lot of people told me, you're doing a pyramid, right? Pyramid scheme. I'm like, dude, I'm doing websites. Why pyramids? They didn't even knew what I was doing. So it's been, you know, for me, I feel very humble and in a very good position right now, because when I first started, I didn't see success, and I had my parents telling me like, hey, you should really start thinking about your career, your college, and all of this stuff. And I knew that they were saying that because I just didn't have results to back up that I could make this work. And you know, as time passed, I never give up. Like, it was not an option. Maybe I took some breaks here and there, but short breaks. But I always wanted to be successful. And now, like, going back to what I told you, I have a lot of people from my high school that ask me for help, but they just want to make money. If you just want to make money, that means you haven't found your why. The people I'm working with very closely on my group coaching, they really have a why. They're either in debt, they have to provide a better situation for their children. They want to have more money for their retirement. Things like that. Everyone has a pain. They're willing to do whatever it takes to become successful. So my question to you is, how bad do you want it? Like, if you're in this webinar, if you woke up at 4 a.m., man, there's something that's telling you, I need to be freaking successful. And I want to tell you, if you're not at the point you want to be, if at the point you want to be yet, it's not because of Shopify. It's not because of Facebook. It's not because of your workers. It's because of you. I'm gonna tell you, that's the thing. If you saw my business, you came and sat with me on my room for one day, you would see that my work is nothing special. It's like product research, launching campaigns, Skype call with my team, and taking a look at the numbers. Apart from that, I record some videos, YouTube channel, all that stuff, but it's just since I managed to become very familiar with the process because I did it every single day. And to do it every single day, you gotta really want it bad. Because if you don't want it bad, you won't do it every single day. You won't develop the skills because only by doing it every single day, you develop the skills. And if you don't have the skills, you can't grow a successful business. So everything is related. It's like a chain. It's like a chain, okay? So this is just so you see some of the progress, and these are really like some funny pictures. So the first one, my brother and I playing Monopoly. We always like that stuff, buying houses, selling, from when I was very little. Then the second image to the right is when I was in biology class. So I sat in the back part. That's a commission right there. I remember taking that selfie because I made $120 hosting commission, which I was very proud of, honestly. And then in the second row left, my first commission with Facebook ads, hustling with my brother there in the office. We were not getting good results, honestly. To the right, a little better results. Bottom left, a little better. In the beach, they were pretty good. That was last year, December. And the last one, it's like kind of the results I'm getting now. This is just to show you, just a regular guy. And if I'm just a regular guy, honestly, going to college, you can do it as well. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about the legal part. I think this is really, really helpful. And these are some things that I've learned from my own experience. And these can really save you a lot of problems and money. So let's get started. To build a business, you got to take care of the legal part. Many people start and want to build a business, but they don't have the legal stuff in place. And when you succeed really fast, because that can happen in e-commerce, maybe you feel like, man, in 3 months I'm not gonna be doing 3,000 a day. That's impossible. Turns out in 3 months you are doing 5. Okay, it's just how this works. When you leverage Facebook ads and advertisement, that's what really can happen. So when you reach that point, you want to be prepared. That happened to me. I didn't expect big success fast. So when I got those spikes of sales in some months, I had a disaster on the legal side. I was not making accountings and everything. It was hard. So some lessons. First lesson, make your lawyer and accountant your best friends. Okay? They need to be your best friends. You need to be working with people that know their stuff, not amateurs, right? If I'm going to tell you something, to not be cheap on something is on your lawyer and your accountant. Don't be cheap on your lawyer and your accountant, because they can really get you out of hurdles. Let's say you need something fast, you need it today, they're gonna get it to you if they know you. Okay, lawyer and accountant. A second lesson for lawyer and accountant: they need to know how your business model works. If they don't know how your business model works, yeah, they might be the best lawyer and accountant in the world, but they won't be able to base all their work on your specific business. Our business that we're doing is very, very specific. It's not usual. Right now I'm doing 1,000 things for the bank because they are not used to this kind of business and the transactions and all that stuff. It's like, hey, where's your office? Where's your inventory? Where's your employees? Where are you selling? Where does these international transfers come? Okay. By sitting down with your lawyer and accountant, explaining, showing them your laptop, how the process works, showing them, okay, I placed this ad, they went to my store, on my store they checked out with PayPal, you see the PayPal transactions here, you see the statement, let's say on Stripe, okay, this when they pay with credit card, these are the statements, this is how I get paid on a daily basis, weekly basis, whatever. They need to understand exactly how it works. They need to understand that you're working with a supplier in China. They need to understand that it's shipping every 2 days or processing time is 3 days. They need to understand everything because they are going to write letters, whatever it is, for the bank, for the government, that explain how your business works. Okay, so for me that has helped me a lot. They really understand how my stuff works. So inform them about your business and how it works. Legalize your business by creating a company. So when I first started, I did it with my personal account. Okay, you can get started with your personal account, but like I told you, it's it's the kind of business that it can really get you off guard when you scale, because when I first started with my personal site, yeah, I was doing $100, $200 a day in profit. Who knows, maybe 100. um, the bank doesn't really bother you for 2K a month, 3K a month profit. But when you're doing 30K a month profit a month, and yeah, it happened really fast, and you're still doing with your personal account, that's like, you gotta legalize it. You gotta have everything in order, because if you legalize it, and it's gonna charge you, it's gonna cost you around 500 to 1,000. That's my experience. In Costa Rica, like, let's say 700. In the US, a little bit more, like 1,500, the whole thing. But once you have that ready, you don't have to do it again. Okay, and all your expenses are tax deductible. Products, advertisement costs. You can get a business credit card, pay all your expenses, products, and advertisement, employees with your credit card, and get points, use them for miles, and you can travel for free, you can stay in hotels for free. When you reach a point where you're spending $1,000 per day and making $2,000 per day, that means that you will want to keep on spending 1,000 every single day. Well, guess what? 30,000 per month. If you spend that with a credit card, you're gonna get 30,000 points per month. Man, you can stay in whatever hotel you want. Trust me. So that's what I started doing right now. It's really recent, but I think it's the best way to do it. Create a business bank account, because it has more benefits than the personal one. Okay, less limitations, at least in Costa Rica, at least for PayPal. You can move up to like $10,000 per day to your account. With your personal account, you can't do that. You gotta have a lot of control with your monthly accountings, and so every single day, I want you to reach out to your accountant and tell him, I need you to make the accountings for each month. Don't accumulate them for a year or 8 months, because if not, that's gonna be a pain. You need to have the profit and loss account for every single month. You gotta have it in a folder. That way, when it comes times to pay taxes, then you're gonna be ready. It's not gonna get you off guard. You gotta be really, really organized with that. And finally, create a non-disclosure agreement and a non-compete agreement for your business, which you're gonna use to give your employees, to give people inside your organization that have confidential information, regardless if it's profit, bank statements, PayPal statements, products, audiences, all this stuff. You gotta be protected. This is not a game. It's like really a business. And when you start doing big numbers, you are gonna be really happy that I told you this. So it's really, really important. Okay. So I'm just gonna check out the comment here. Do you guys have any questions? Oh yeah. You recently went to the US to make a bank account. Can you tell us a little bit about it? I created a bank account. I opened a bank account in Nevada. So I first had to have the LLC to be able to do that, and I had to have the EIN number to do that. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, AliExpress, as you say in the, okay, ask him. Okay, these questions are regarding to AliExpress and all this. We're gonna do it in the end. In terms of the legal part, do you have any questions? Yes, I am running, one store is bringing most of the revenue every. So I have like, many products in my stores. I'm gonna be starting with another one. Okay, perfect, guys. Perfect. Let's continue. Any bookkeeping tips? Okay, I like my accountant uses the bank statements, PayPal statements. That's really where the money comes, right? So that's what I do. Okay, so partnerships. I know this kind of a controversial topic, and we have hundreds of people in this webinar, and I'm pretty sure that a big part of you have partnerships. Okay, and if you don't, that's perfect. I'm just gonna tell you some tips and things that I've learned, because I've been in partnerships. I've been a lonely wolf. I've seen partnerships around me all the time. So there's a lot of good stories, a lot of horror stories. Here's some things. If you are having a partnership because you need an investor, your investor needs and must understand the business you're doing and the risks. Many people want to get an investor, get their money, run the business, but then the investor is like, hey, you told me that people usually get a 20% return on this business. Turns out we're losing $100 per day. That's because they don't understand. They don't have the mindset of an internet marketer. If they don't understand what the risks are, how the business works, how the testing phase goes, and the fact that you can, and most likely you will lose money, um, either you make them understand and they are gonna be very like okay with that, or you don't partner with that person. Because if not, in the end, yeah, maybe you got $1,000 from them, 2,000, 3,000 to get started. But if they're not seeing a good return, they want to take out their money or whatever. And if you created a company with them, it's like getting married. When you have a partnership, you get married, especially if you create a company with them. So you gotta be very picky with who you choose your partner. Find someone who thinks and hustles like you. You don't want to be partnering with someone that's lazy, that doesn't want to work. Because here's the thing, and I've seen this a lot over the place. This is really recent that I've seen this stuff. People partner, right? So yeah, when you partner, you're motivated. Yeah, let's start this store. Let's make some money. You put this part. I'm gonna put this part. Let's split 50-50. Turns out, in 5 months, okay, the business is doing really well. Person number A is working on the ads, hustling. He's a freaking warrior, he's a Viking. And the other guy is not much of a hustler. Yeah, he says he's an entrepreneur, but he doesn't put in the work. So that's when tension starts to come. Okay, hey, we're making this amount. We're doing 20,000 profit a month. I'm doing pretty much 80% of the work. You're getting 50% of the profits, but you are doing 20% of the work. What's going on? You got to find people that work and think like you. That's extremely important. Always have contracts and agreements regardless of friendships and relationships. Usually you do partnerships with people you know. People you know are either friends or friends of friends or relatives or something related to a relationship. Doesn't matter, okay? One thing is friendship, another thing is business. In business, you have to have contracts and you have to have agreements of how everything works. And that's one thing I've been kind of, let's say, not struggling, because I know when I have to do something, I do it. But it's like, man, I don't want to really have the conversation. It's like, yeah, because we're friends and everything, but you have to do it. It's just to protect yourself, and your friend or partner needs to understand that if they don't want to sign an agreement, then run like really fast. Okay, so they need to be willing to do that. Divide the workload, task, capital, accountings, and control. Accountings and control, make sure you have, because you will have to use a bank account. If you don't have a company, then that means you won't be using the business bank account. You will be using either person A or person B's bank account. In that case, it's really kind of complicated because you don't have access to the bank account itself. So you have to find a way to, have everything on spreadsheets, make sure you monitor everything. So that's the thing, okay? When you don't have it formally, you have to use a personal bank account. And if you do it formally, then you can use the business bank account and both of you can access, but now you're married, okay? So you have to take into account all of that. Don't just partner to partner. I'm gonna tell you this. The fastest way you can make money is by being by yourself. And I'm not saying that you should be by yourself. Partnerships can be great if you need someone that doesn't, someone who's better than you. I suggest you partner with someone that's smarter than you and is better than you in many areas, okay? You can partner because of capital, but at the same time take in consideration the things I told you. But don't just partner to partner. A lot of people like to partner because it gives them motivation, but in the end of the day, it's not that practical. If you have the money to get started, if you have the time, and you have the cojones, right? you want to work and you're willing to put in the work and everything, you know what it takes, then go for it alone, okay? Invest in coaching, have someone to guide you, and build a team under you, and keep all the profits. That's if you can do it. If you, for a certain situation, need to have a partnership, go for it. But just be careful, okay? Have these things. So building your business itself. So now that we knocked that out of the park, what's it about? So a lot of people do their business, their Shopify business. They just want to create a store that is like, okay, let's create a store, let's make money, let's sell free plus shipping offers, and let's call it the cool store, the cool box, right? So and you ask them, hey, what's your business about? What's the vision of your business? What's behind the brand? What's behind the logo? Oh, it's we just we sell products. That's not a business. That's just like a Shopify store who makes money on the front end. So when you build a business, it's gonna take time from your schedule. It's gonna take time, money, effort, a lot of pain. So if you're gonna go through all of that, you would much rather do it the right way, right? If you're gonna go through all of that work, it's the smartest thing is to do it right from the beginning. So before you build your business, if you haven't started your e-commerce business, I would suggest that figure out what's the vision of your business. Why do you want to do it? Who's your target market? What problem are you going to solve? And what kind of people do you don't want to reach? Okay, is it people who maybe it's the kind of, let's say you have a fashion store, so maybe you want to reach girls that they want to look good, but they just simply can't afford the $300 clothes. They're really expensive, but they want to look good. So it needs to have a vision. I'm going to show you a really good example. Competitive advantage. Why is it what's going to separate you from your competition? From the marketing side, from the branding, from the products. What does it have special? Okay? Because if you don't have anything special, people can just go to the next door and buy the product from there. You need to have hot products that are in trends. Okay? Find products that are in trends. If you you might have a great brand, but if you have products that were sold in 2013 and are not really up to date with what's selling today, then you will have a hard time selling. Okay, is the business crafted behind a figure? And this is extremely popular. If you go to ivankatrump.com, that's what I'm talking about. The business itself sells clothes and accessories, but it's crafted behind a figure, a celebrity, which is Ivanka Trump. And she does an amazing job because guess what? People don't buy it. Yeah, they buy it because the clothes are cool, but they buy it because it's Ivanka Trump. Okay, I don't know if you're pro Trump or hate Trump, whatever. She has an awesome business. So what's the why of your business? If you are doing a business, and this doesn't have to be Shopify or e-commerce, it can be a branding business, it can be a Facebook advertising agency, lead generation agency. What's the why of your business, and what problem are you going to solve? Okay. What makes a brand powerful? Best Buy, Wish, Zara, all of these other brands, they have something that makes them different. Best Buy, you can get pretty much anything and you can get it for cheap and you can get it fast and it's reliable. Wish.com gets you the best prices, gets you pretty much whatever you want, and it's just for the average user that wants to get something cheap. Doesn't necessarily the best quality, but they want to get cool gadgets. Usually people that go to Wish are going into the accessories and gadgets, so it's very popular for that. The logo, even though it's very simple, it's the colors like Wish. It gives you the sense of Wish. All the images and colors and branding and all the graphic design that goes behind the brand, it gives you an idea of what the brand is about. Zara, just by the font, you can pretty much say that it's a fashion store. Zara, another way to craft a brand behind a celebrity. Zara doesn't necessarily exist. Who is Zara? Who knows? You don't need to know who is Zara, but people are like, wait, who's Zara? Seems famous, seems like a celebrity, seems fancy. So when you do the email marketing, guess what? In the bottom part of the email, hey, Sarah here, just want to let you know that we have a special promotion for you today for becoming our customer, blah, blah, sincerely, Sarah. And the signature, you put the real signature of Sarah, so something like that, okay? That's really good, makes a difference. Going back to ivankatrump.com, you can go and check her website. What I wanted to show you is the About Us part, and this is backed up by a celebrity part that I think it's an amazing way to build a business. Build a business or a Shopify business that's backed up by a celebrity. And when you do that, it can still be a general store, right? If you go to ivankatrump.com, it's kind of a general store within the fashion umbrella, fashion, big picture of fashion. So take a look at our story. I'm just going to kind of read a little part. In 2007, Ivanka seized an opportunity to launch a fine jewelry collection inspired by and crafted for the modern woman. That's the avatar. That's the target audience, modern woman. The concept of self-purchasing female was lost among the traditional jewelers cater their business almost exclusively to men, and so the Ivanka Trump brand was born. That's the reason it was crafted. That's you see the celebrity behind it. You also see the target market. So if you read the whole thing, you will be even more convinced that what I'm telling you is that. Okay, so company name, find a domain that's available. You don't want to just go for okay, Ivanka Trump. Then you go to Shopify, you want to buy the domain. It's obviously not available. So you want to, while finding the name of your store, you want to make sure that you have a domain available for the name. So if you are going to do a business, and this is obviously just an example, that you want to do the Ivanka Trump, you gotta make sure that when you go to Shopify, that domain is available. But how do you know? And also, what's a good place to get ideas? I go to lean domain search. Okay, I'm just gonna show you really quickly. I have a video about this, which is good. Guys, can you just hear me well? Everything is good, because I had someone that told me that the connection was really bad. Thanks for being honest, man. Okay, perfect. Guys, are you getting good value from this? I want to move on. Just want to get a yes to get excited. Mogul talk. Right, guys? Awesome. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, you can see the chat, because that's just for the organized. Let me have a sip of water here. Okay, this is lean domain search. Find a great available domain name for your website in seconds. Just to give you an example, and I do this all the time, find a great available domain name for your website. So you in this website, in lean domain search, you can find names for your store that are available. So you're knocking out two birds with the same stone. So you do, let's say you want to find a domain with the word fashion. All you have to do is type the word fashion. You don't have to type the name of the domain. You just type a keyword fashion, search domains, and it's going to show you all the names that are available. Green means available. Click on available name to show registration options, okay? So let's say that turns out after a lot of research, you said you want to go for Dynamo Fashion. Now, Dynamo Fashion is available. It's probably going to cost you around $10. Now, okay, perfect. When you go to shopify.com and create your store, the name of your store is going to be Dynamo Fashion. And when you go to the part of domains, then everything is going to be available for you. So that's a big problem, and it's really bad when you have, you're excited to do this everything. You go to the domain part, it's not available. You're like, man, what? Okay, so that's a very good resource that I use all the time. Let's go into the store setup. So as you know, we use Shopify. The reason we use Shopify is because it's easy, convenient, good. Everything is integrated. It's just like having an Apple phone, in my opinion. Everything is, for me, is better. I don't know if you have a Windows or something. I just love Apple. It's like the Apple for e-commerce. That's my case. Shopify plans, 29 a month, 79, 299. Start with a 29 if you're just getting started. Once you do volume, and if you see the transaction fees, okay, when using an external payment gateway, such as 2Checkout or whatever, let's say net billing or something like that, they're going to charge you a 2% for a $29 version, a 1% for the 79, and a 0.5% for the 299. And here's the situation. I actually had the $80 per month right, subscription. Turns out I just was wandering around. I called Shopify. I told them, hey, can you make the numbers, and just based on my sales, can you let me know if I would make a difference to upgrade to the 0.5%? to the 299 a month to get the 0.5% fee. So just decrease the fee by 0.5%. They made the numbers. He told me, hey, by upgrading to the $299 plan, you're gonna be saving $4,000 per month. I was like, what? It's just by decreasing a 0.5% in transaction fees, and that's so. Of course, I upgraded to 299, which brings me the best results. And at the same time, let's say I used to have Shopify Plus, I just didn't find enough value on it, and yeah, I just didn't find enough value on it. I think it's not worth the price, in my opinion. And I was doing a lot of volume. I don't know. It's just my opinion, but I think with a 299, if you're doing good volume, you should be great. Apps. So here's a little gift for you. I just took a screenshot of my apps. You can take a screenshot. I changed my apps a lot. Like honestly, there are some apps that I've been running since the beginning, but I always test new apps. I'm just gonna tell you some of my favorites. Abandonment Protector is awesome. It makes me like $2,000-3,000 per day just by recovering abandoned carts, which is awesome. 2,000, 3,000 per day. AdRoll for Shopify. AdRoll is a retargeting platform that you can use to retarget your people who view the content, who see your product page but didn't buy. You can retarget people who added the product to their cart but didn't buy. You can even retarget people who made a purchase on your store to make another purchase with a coupon code. So what's the difference between AdRoll and let's say Facebook retargeting? AdRoll is going to follow people outside Facebook. It can be in a blog, it can be in YouTube, it can be in everywhere. They're going to follow them. People are going to see your freaking ad in their cereal with AdRoll. Within AdRoll, you can also do Facebook retargeting, which is awesome. And AdRoll usually brings a very, very high return on investment. With low budgets, you can get insane returns. Chatra Live Chat, I'm using that for live chat in my store. Conversion, it was receiptful. It sends a receipt to people with a discount code so they can purchase again. Hurify, I do scarcity timers. So Facebook supposedly they were not going to allow scarcity timers. Turns out it doesn't matter, right? They still haven't applied that. I haven't seen anyone that has had problems with scarcity timers. I've been using them for over a year without a problem. So at this precise point of this webinar, you should be fine. Maybe in the future can change. So depends on the time you're seeing this webinar, it can change. Improved contact form. Let's say I'm not using that because now I have live chat, MailChimp, Mass Fulfill. That's to put tracking numbers in the orders. And I saw someone in my group. Thanks for that. Honestly, I'm using the app now, and I'm just putting all the tracking numbers in Excel, uploading it to Shopify, fulfilling all of the orders at the same time. Super good, because before I had a person that manually went through the thousands of orders and put the tracking number for each, fulfill. Now I'm going to save money on employees because of the app. Printful is a print-on-demand app, Shopify app. Makes your life easier with a fulfillment. If you're not doing bulk drop shipping, if you're placing orders one by one on AliExpress, meaning that you got 10 orders today, 10 bracelets, you're going to buy the 10 bracelets manually. Shopify app is going to help you automatically place those orders. Fill out the address, the name, the zip code of the customer in AliExpress so that you don't have to type it and do it manually. It just does it really fast. Also helps you on AliExpress determine which products have e-packet, which products have the best prices, etc. It's really, really good. It has a lot of functions. T-Launch is for print on demand. Trackify, that's a must. That's how you connect your Facebook account with your store. The owner is really huge on e-commerce, puts a lot of money into the app, which makes me really confident about the performance. Tractor helps people track the orders in your store, and Will You. Guys, if you want to build your list, Will You is the best app to build your list at present times. Will You, okay? When you go to a store, when the customer goes to your store, a big wheel covers the half of the screen, tells them spin the wheel, spin the wheel. When you spin the wheel, they can get a discount code. But in order to spin the wheel, they have to enter their email address. So obviously they want to spin the wheel to get the discount code, but they cannot do it if they don't enter the email address. So I think I collected, and I had to see like 50,000 emails just by doing this. It's insane. Logo, and I've been doing this. I've been going into this topic recently. Fiverr, you can get decent logos, honestly, not that good. If you're on a budget, then you can go for it. If you have a good budget, I would go for something more professional. And I started changing from Fiverr and Upwork to professional designers, and it makes complete difference, okay? Makes the complete difference of the business. It's not only about the logo, it's about the overall feeling the brand creates on the user. Remember what I told you about the coolstore.com? You want to avoid it. You want to build a brand you're proud of, that you say, man, my brand is unique. I'm going to build this stuff. I'm going to make $1 million company. And people are going to come back to my store for more because they love the concept. Not only the products, they love the concept. So you're going to have a store that, you know, works for mobile, works for desktop. This is a dummy store I have created for some tests and some demonstrations. Needs to look good for mobile. Most of your traffic is going to come from mobile and tablets, and also needs to look good for desktop. Okay, you don't need to spend $3,000 on your store. You can actually have a very simple store that generates a lot of money, but you know, have something nice. Okay, these are some of the stats in the top. Mobile, the traffic from, and this is not even like not even giving priority to the mobile placement on Facebook. This is not giving priority. This is just like I group the placements, and this is data from that. Okay, so 70,000 visitors from mobile, almost 70,000, 102,000 from tablet, and 98,000 from desktop. So I can have more tablets than mobiles. Man, desktop, it converts okay. I don't think it's the best conversion rate. It's just that amount of traffic you get on mobile. That's awesome. It's insane. Okay. So branding. Okay. Before this, let me just make a little pause here and go back to the comments. You have a lot of them. How do you make the horrified scarcity number that decreasing? There's an option in the settings. You can just put decreasing number, choose that section, and it automatically is going to decrease the numbers. Alvaro Perez, hi Sebastian, how come you don't use Oberlo app for drop shipping? Oberlo is another option, okay, that I believe Shopify app is better, and it's more affordable. So I've tested both. My employees like more Shopify app, makes their life easier, and I'm paying less, so it's good. Also, I'm not using it a lot because I'm doing bulk drop shipping. I don't use Aweber, I use MailChimp, Bhushan. Alvaro Perez, how come? Yeah, same question. Okay, everyone's asking about Oberlo. Jose Perdomo, Sebastian, what's the name of the app for tracking orders and fulfillment? It's called Tractor. So I'm just going to go back a little bit to that. It's called Tractor. Here it is. Oops, Tractor. Mass fulfill, yes. Connor, yeah, man, you're the one. Okay, perfect, guys. Oh, 1 second, we have one more. Okay, I'm gonna move on. And before we move on, this part for the graphic design, I actually have someone that's been doing my graphic design. She is extremely talented. Like, she's freaking professional. I thought like I had some knowledge about what girls liked and things like that, about design, basic design. Well, guess what? I didn't, because she completely ripped apart my store, and the graphic design just did an insane amount of work. And we're actually opening 10 spots for the graphic design thing. So this is a just little announcement here. If you want to make have an amazing graphic design for your store, let's say you want to have a professional logo, you want to have professional colors for your store, you want to have an amazing theme that wraps everything together, Facebook cover photo, etc., just a complete graphic design of the store, hit me up after the webinar and we can get you a spot with her. So I just told her if she could open some spots. She told me for sure. So little announcement over there. If you want to completely have an amazing graphic design thing for your store, shoot me a message on Facebook after the webinar. Okay, so just write it down. Let's continue. Branding. To brand your business, it's not only running ads. Running ads is just the first. It's the first thing to get exposure. But running a Facebook ad doesn't mean you're branding. Branding is the big picture of how you're presenting your brand, your vision, and what your business is about to the masses and the audience. So to brand, you gotta grow your Facebook fan page. Now it can grow really fast alone just by running ads, but that's gonna stop once you pause your ads. You gotta keep growing your fan page organically and take advantage of the momentum. Take advantage that your fan page is growing by itself by running ads, and push the fan page up by posting amazing content every single day. I'm posting 3 times every single day on each fan page. I have around three fan pages that have 100,000 likes. Every single day we're posting 3 times in every fan page. That means 9 posts per day. I have my team do that. Guess what? My posts have like 1,000 likes, like 3,000 reactions per post. Everything is organic. I'm not paying a dime for it. Not 1 peso. That's what you can achieve. You can pause your ads, and guess what? You got 3 fan pages that have 100,000 likes, have massive reach, massive engagement. People love it. You can get those people from the fan page to your email list. Now you want to cash out one day, which I don't think you should cash out, because you can really make some serious cash if you know what you're doing with the fan pages. But let's say once they want to cash out, man, people pay big money for a fan page that has high organic reach, awesome engagement, and an awesome concept. People can pay you tens of thousands of dollars for a good fan page, okay? And I think you should develop them. If you're getting some likes because you're running ads, let's say it's a niche fan page, cats, dogs, whatever it is, fashion, just grow it. Put some effort into it, get someone to put fans, create engagement. It can be random stuff. We put memes, GIFs, videos, posts, motivational things, quotes, random funny images, whatever entertains your audience. Grow your Instagram. Instagram has way more engagement than Facebook. It's like, I don't remember the numbers, but I think it was like like 10 times more engagement. People react more to posts on Instagram than on Facebook. So if you have a very passionate niche, you can grow your Instagram, explode it. You can get people on Snapchat, okay? Let's say, and here's an awesome example as well, that you're having a brand that's crafted behind a person or a celebrity like Ivanka Trump. Now, obviously we know who Ivanka Trump is. Or actually, you know what? Well, yeah, the thing is that in Ivanka Trump, you get them on Snapchat, and if you don't see Ivanka Trump, it's gonna be like, hey, where's Ivanka, you know? But if you have a brand that is like Sarah, so who the hell is Sarah? No one knows who's Sarah. But then you can make a deal with a model, right? Really, really nice chick that she is Sarah. She's gonna be Sarah for you, for your business, and you're gonna tell her you're gonna do all the branding. The branding is gonna be from your side. What advantage are you gonna take? Well, you're gonna get massive exposure. You wanna build your own thing in the future, you're gonna get exposure. Here's the opportunity. I can get you tens of thousands of eyeballs to you. So you can make a deal like that. Obviously make a deal for money. Give her part of the income or something. But that's a Snapchat. Snapchat is like more personalized. So if you have a brand that's crafted behind a celebrity, then definitely go for it. Get people to your email list. Okay, that's a big part of e-commerce. You can build your list, and it's not only about selling products to your list, giving them a 50% off. It's about also entertaining your email list, because if they're in the list, you got them there because you sold a specific product from a certain niche. The niche doesn't have to be dogs or cats. It can literally be like you were selling something, these new hats that are out for fruits. So they have like fruits all over the hat, etc. Like the fruits are like a new trend in fashion, I believe. And now it's not like you're gonna have a fruit email list. Yeah, maybe they like pineapples and stuff, but they bought the fruit fashion thing because probably it's summer. That means that you have an audience of women that like to spend money on clothes, and you can segment that. Okay, your email list is definitely one of your biggest assets. Reward your existing customers for taking action in your store. So they took action, now reward them. Give them a gift. And monthly giveaways. We do monthly giveaways in each of the fan pages. So we do. April giveaway. We're giving away one free t-shirt of your choice. You can even send us the design that you want to be printed on your shirt. All you have to do to participate is like and share, number one, and register here. And you put a link, you send it to a landing page where you collect the email, and now they are automatically on a new list from the people who are participating for the giveaway. After they opt in, they give you their email address, you send them back to your store to maybe a blog post. Hey, thanks for participating in the monthly giveaway, April monthly giveaway. If you don't want to wait for the results, you can get our shirt for 50% off today, right? So that's an amazing thing. And just by doing the giveaways, you engage with your fan page, with your community, and you can get, I was getting like 500 emails per day in some posts, right? I put a post, I told them, hey, like, comment, and share that and register to participate. The post had like 500 shares, which means that turned out like in 500 emails per post. Free emails, free money, pretty much. When you build your list for free, you're making free money. This is an example of how you can grow your fan page. I love this brand, absolutely love this brand. It's called Pura Vida Bracelets. A brand based, established in, well, it's currently in La Jolla, California, but they have workers here in Costa Rica that do their bracelets. It's $1 million brand. They make like $1 million per month in sales. They have donated millions of dollars to charity, which I feel it's very, very nice. And here's how they do it. Pretty much, this is a process. So they have an ad, like the first one, the first image. New. 10 new string updates just hit the site. 5 new originals, 2 new studdeds, and 3 new braideds. Check out our site for a closer look. Emoji, link. Super simple. Well, guess what? This post had like 100,000 likes. Insane. Great image. Now, people are gonna go to your fan page because they love the product. They're like, man, I love this product. What else do they have to offer? Let's go check out the fan page. Plus, the profile picture looks good. They go into the fan page, see your cover photo, see your posts. If you have good posts and engagement, they're gonna like your page. Guess what? These Pura Vida guys, they're probably not spending a dime on a like campaign. They're not paying for likes. They're just getting like organic growth because they're running amazing ads with amazing images, amazing products. They have an engaging fan page. Turns out that people are gonna like that. 1 million likes. This is a Shopify store, guys. You can go check it out, puravidabracelets.com. From the ad, they go to the product page, they enter the email address, they do email marketing, make money on the front end, make money on the back end, they offer coupon codes, they donate to charity, they have insane marketing skills all over the different platforms, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram. I love this brand, absolutely. They produce in Costa Rica, they create jobs here, ship to the US, ship from the US. I just love this brand, honestly. It's something I use as a role model. So, no, Filiberto, I wish that was mine, man. Who lives in Pineapple Under the Sea SpongeBob SquarePants? Yeah, man. Let's see. Let's see, I'm just reading through some questions. Let's see. I'm gonna go into the general store thing, okay? I'm seeing a lot of questions about the general store, Marlene. So yeah, Marlene is actually part of my group coaching, so no worries, Marlene, you are all good. I have around 8 employees on my, just for one store at this point. It was not like that, honestly. It used to be smaller, but now it's that's how we're doing it, and it's way better. So these are some strategies to build your brand, get more exposure, and increase your branding. Because I want you to build a business that you can be proud of. I don't want to build a business that is just Facebook ads. Because look, Facebook ads is not a business. Facebook ads is just a traffic generation method. And you can generate traffic with Google. You can generate traffic with Pinterest, from YouTube. You know, massive YouTube. People are making millions on Google display with e-commerce, sending to Shopify stores. There are a lot of different methods, but by having a solid business that can sustain the growth, the traffic is not a problem. Guys, the traffic, you can learn it really fast, and the traffic you can learn it, from many different people, experts. But if you don't have something in place, then it's gonna be a pain. So one thing you can do, okay, in your business, you're gonna have many different fan pages from different niches. If you're selling a cat product, you can have a cat fan page. I love my cat. You have dog products, you can have fan page number 2, which is I love dogs. You're selling fruit products. It's called fruit summer, right? Fruity summer. It's called a fan page. Whatever. Just fan page number 3. Oops, I missed a number there. And the fourth one is for women that like party accessories. So one thing you can do is you can send all these people to the main fan page, which is the general store. So let's say that Pura Vida bracelets, they created niche fan pages for each bracelet. Turns out, yeah, they're doing bracelets, but they're in different niches. One is for seashells, one is for surfers, one is for campers. They just have a ton of different bracelets, and they can create niche fan pages to create more engagement with the offers. Now, from the niche fan pages, they can send all that traffic, all those fans, to the main fan page, which is Pura Vida bracelets. How do you do that? You can create monthly giveaways saying, hey, you can win this awesome bracelet. You can get a 3-set bracelet. All you have to do is follow us on Pura Vida Bracelets fan page, our main fan page, join our Snapchat, Instagram, or email, and register here. That's it. That's how you send traffic from different channels to let's say a big fan page or an email list or things like that by doing giveaways. It's an amazing thing. And from the main fan pages, you can make a post to follow on Instagram, Snapchat, or email. Now, another strategy that you can do is you can create a giveaway on the niche fan pages directly and tell them, hey, directly you tell them, join our Instagram, join our Snapchat, and register here to participate on the giveaway. And once you got all those people in Instagram, email, and Snapchat, then you can tell us, hey, follow us on our website, follow us on our main fan pages. We're making a massive giveaway on our Pura Vida Bracelets fan page. So there are a lot of different methods, but my point here, guys, is don't focus only on the Facebook ads, because that's very important, but I want to give you the knowledge so that you can build a business you can be proud of. That's the point of this webinar, to go over the fundamentals. Facebook ads. So who in here is using Facebook ads? Who is here? Type a number 1. We have Avery, Patrick, Mohammed, Andy, Orlando, Colton, Eric, Patrick, Mike, Russell, Peter, David has 1,000 ones, man. You should be crushing with those ones. That's insane. Awesome. Everyone is doing Facebook ads pretty much. So this is gonna be fun. Okay, we're gonna talk some technical stuff as well. Don't want to make it super advanced, of course, but you can make some money with this. So send traffic to your store doesn't mean you have a business. If you turn off the traffic, it can mean that, like, literally, if you don't have something solid, it can be the end of your business. Marketing. Traffic plus conversions equals the big dollars, the big dough. If you have traffic alone, you might have awesome traffic, but if you don't have a good offer or a good sales process or a good retention process, which means that you can retain the customer and make them complete more purchases on your store, then you won't make the money, because you can send 50,000 visitors to your store per day, okay? And you may get really cheap traffic from worldwide traffic or whatever, but you might not even still be profitable. A lot of people say that they have awesome costs, low cost per click, awesome page post engagement, low ad costs, but that doesn't mean that you're profitable and you have a good ROI and that it's scalable. So it's a combination of things. To be successful with Facebook ads, it's not just knowing the technical stuff like, hey, what objective do I use? What conversion window? What event do I optimize for? It's about a combination of things. So if you ask me what's the most important thing, I would tell you several things. I would say you got to know the basics of launching a campaign. And how do you learn that? Well, the fastest way is by paying someone who knows how to do it. So let's say that you can really burn some serious money if you don't know what you're doing. So for example, let's say it costs you $500 to get on a Skype call with an expert. Well, that person is going to show you exactly how to launch your ads. You get the knowledge for life, and you just saved maybe $3,000 because that was the money that you were going to burn trying to test that by yourself. So one way to get familiar with the technical stuff on the traffic side is to pay someone who knows and is already familiar with the technical side. In terms of the conversion side, that's improved by really having doing amazing research. In terms of product research, I go crazy doing product research. I have people doing product research for me. I go crazy finding audiences, creating, finding broad audiences, finding specific audiences. Now that the affinity score is gone, well, that's one thing, but you can still find awesome interest just by seeing the engagement on the fan pages. So it's a combination. You want to make money, you want to focus on the technical side on Facebook, be familiar on how to launch campaigns, how to test products and interests, the combinations, and I'm going to show you that on the practical side of the presentation, but also focus on the conversions. What is the conversion as well? Having an amazing logo, having an amazing store that looks really nice, that creates confidence. If you have a ton of add to carts but low sales, guess what? People are skeptical about the sales process because they don't trust your brand. Why should they? It's the first time they see you. They trust Amazon, they trust the big brands, but they don't really trust you. If they buy from you, it's because they are very really compulsive. They make the purchase. They don't even know who you are. It's the first time they know you, especially if they just made a sale immediately from Facebook. So that first impression is always the best one. That's why I got a real graphic designer that completely tear apart, or however you say it, my complete store, because it's going to make a massive difference. It's the difference between having something I can be proud of and having something that is just like, man, I tried to make it as nice as I could, but I don't know about this stuff. So it's really important to have a graphic design thing. Okay? Conversions in the front end and the back end. Conversions in the front end by the Facebook advertisement, and the back end by the email marketing, by the giveaways, by the promotions, by the Snapchat marketing, Instagram marketing, Pinterest marketing, all that stuff. Traffic takes you to the snowball effect, okay? If you want to reach the snowball effect, you got to turn the traffic on. It's really hard to build a brand and reach the snowball effect if you're not running traffic every single day, okay? You got to be prepared to spend on advertisement. Sorry. And I suggest you have in hand around $2,000 for advertisement. Yes, you can start with less. I've seen people start with less and get good results. But when you're just starting out and you don't know a lot of what's working, you should spend more money. And I don't want you to, like, let's say when you have something that's working, you don't have enough money to scale it or sustain it because you don't have the cash flow maybe. So I suggest, just to be safe, and most people are going to tell you, hey, you don't need an initial investment. Guess what? You do need an initial investment. And I would say at least $1,000, like really at least, because with the testing strategy I teach people, I'm going to show you this today. It's like around $45 per day. So if you make the numbers, I'm just taking my phone out here, calculator, $45 per day for 30 days. That's $1,300 in 30 days. That doesn't mean you will burn it. You'll probably get a return from that, regardless if it's half, regardless if it's the same 1,300, regardless if it's more, you will get a return from that. Obviously, if you get some guidance in the beginning, you'll probably get a better return. But what I'm trying to tell you is that if you know the basics, you shouldn't lose everything. But if you do, then your budget is out on the first month. So that's what I'm telling you guys. $45 per day is like basic testing, and that's why $1,000, if you think about it, is not much. So the more the better for the testing. That's my suggestion. So traffic really gives you exposure and is the income generator, which allows you to grow the business. But you got to work on the retention as well. I'm going to give you some examples. So for instance, the traffic side is like, and these are not my ads, but the traffic side is to, let's say, start building momentum. Let's say you have a fashion store. Probably, let's assume that the person in the left, the ad in the left, has a fashion store. Now, they are probably just using this ad, obviously, to make money, but they gotta start somewhere. If you want to build a brand, what's something that you need? Yes or yes. You need exposure. You gotta have visitors to your store. You gotta have people to know about you. So let's say that you just use these pitbull leggings to drag people to your store. Probably, yeah, women for sure. Drag women to your store. And that doesn't mean that you're building a pitbull business. Your pitbull product was just to produce front-end money, capture leads, get visitors, and with that, give data to the Facebook pixel and start with a snowball effect. Just because you're selling a pitbull product doesn't mean you're creating a pitbull brand. You might have a completely different idea of the vision of your store. Maybe the vision of your store is selling sweaters, or it's just, let's say, a clothes store, and it's probably you want to focus on sweaters. But guess what? People who buy leggings, they also want to buy sweaters, because when they go to yoga, they don't want to have a cold after they leave class. I'm trying to tell you that just because someone bought a pitbull legging doesn't mean that they won't buy a sweater or a bracelet or a hoodie. These are buyers. These are people that spend money on Facebook, and these are extremely valuable. Don't take it so literal that if you're selling a pitbull product, that means you're building a pitbull business. You can take the people who bought the leggings from a pitbull, and these are people that go to yoga. People that go to yoga, they usually care a lot about their health. They usually care a lot about, they are usually very spiritual. You can send, so what I'm trying to tell you is that the same person that bought this niche product can also be marketed other products. So the ad itself is just the bridge to get people to your store so that you can generate leads, clients, build an audience, get exposure, make some money to reinvest, and build the business that you want. And same for this bracelet, right? So in this case, they do really have a religion brand, and I've seen it. But as you can see, 400,000 likes. That's insane. Imagine the amount of emails they got, probably over 100 to 100,000 emails. So that's a very good topic. There are two paths, and I was having a coaching call today with a friend, and this is a concept I explain. You have two paths. You can have the path of the general, the broad, where you have more opportunity. You're not attached. I'll type over there, opportunity. You have more opportunity of the products and niches that you can sell, and you will test your products based on the data and the numbers, not on what you want to sell. In this path, you're going to test products, test audiences based on what's kind of working for you. So the example that I told that we used on the call, I'm not going to say obviously products or niches, it's confidential, but they had a product that they told me, okay, we have lost around $3,000, $4,000. And I told them, okay, let's check out the products that generated the most sales. So we went to the Shopify store and we went to the stats, and we saw that there was this product that generated around 40 sales. So I was, okay, definitely you're not profitable, you lost some money, but this product has gotten the most sales for the lowest amount of money. And based on the data on the Facebook side, it seemed that product had the best stats. Okay, so we took the route, and I told them, take the route of this product because it has something specific, unique in the colors that is triggering the purchases. So I told them this product is really normal in my opinion, but it has these amazing colors that make people want to buy. Why don't you look for other product types? Why don't you look for other types of products that have similar colors and only test products that have those characteristics, because that's certainly what's triggering the purchase. The product itself was really normal, but the colors were awesome. So we're taking path number one. We are not selling what we want to sell. We're not attached to a certain niche. We have more opportunity and we're testing based on the data that we got. Doesn't mean you have to be profitable, but you do take a look at what has generated the most sales and go through that route, testing based on what generated the most sales. You gotta be very analytic, and the numbers are not even gonna tell you this. The numbers just tell you how much purchase you made, for what price and cost, and etc. But you gotta be very analytical and think, okay, I tested 10 campaigns. I lost $500, but there's these 2 campaigns that generated 60% of the sales. Why did they generate 60% of the sales? Let's take a look at the ad. What has this ad? Let's take a look at the comments. What are people saying about this product? From those 10 products, guess what? Instead of going and testing 20 completely random different products, take advantage of the Facebook data, of the data generated by the best products of those 10, let's say that those 2, and start testing 10 new products, but that have characteristics similar to the best 2 of the 10. In that case, you are going through that path to path number 1, testing based on the data on the products that gave you best results. On path number 2, here's the thing. You might have a business, a niche, very specific, very passionate, but here's the thing. That and you are like, okay, but I saw this religious niche on Facebook. It's making people millions, because obviously if it has 400,000 people likes in the ad, like this one, there's some serious money on the Christian niche, right? But when you test, you will be surprised that it doesn't react like that. You don't get conversions, you don't get likes, you're not getting sales. You start wondering, man, why is this happening? I know people are making money. It's not about that your store has a problem. It's not that the niche doesn't sell. It's not that there's not a big audience. It's just that you're not taking the path of going with the data, going with the flow, going with what works. You're trying to force your niche to work on Facebook advertisement, a platform that relies a lot on the data that has been collected on your account. So you're trying to force a niche to work on an account that does not have competitive advantage. And that's why a lot of people fail, because they just test all over the place and they never go through the route of data. They never see those products that generated the most sales, don't analyze why they got the most sales, and then they, in the next tests that they make, I would suggest you go with the product, with the characteristics of the products that trigger the sales. So I'm gonna go deeper into this. So this is related to the Facebook pixel. The Facebook pixel, if you don't know, is a snippet of code that tracks the activity that happens outside Facebook. It can track leads, it can track sales, add to carts, view contents, it can track webinar registrations, absolutely everything. And the reason I put this red nasty brain over there is because the Facebook pixel is really a brain. It takes the data, takes all the information from the activity that's happening in your website, on your store. It starts saying, it seems that this specific person is buying this specific product. Let's look for more of those people to show the ads of this person too. That has nothing to do with the targeting, okay? So let's say that Facebook is not gonna change that targeting. You just choose whatever targeting that you have. So let's say I love my cat. Within that pool of people of I love my cat, within that pool of people, Facebook is gonna want to look for the ones that have more characteristics and more tendency to buy based on the data that you have generated. That's why on this slide right here, path number 1, I told you, Go the easiest way, in my opinion, to get started and get good results with Shopify is by taking the route of the data. Take um, take advantage of those products that have generated you decent amount of data and decent amount of conversions, and test more like those. So this is another same paths, different explanations. On the first path, you are taking the path of, I have this brand, I have my vision for my brand, so it's kind of contradicting. You're telling me to just go with the path of data and not sell what I want to sell, just sell what sells. But that doesn't mean that you still can't build your brand. Let's say you want to build this fashion brand, and I put this little picture in the bottom from the products. You want to build this fashion brand. So from those products, let's say you want to test the hat, and the hat, you're gonna add a unicorn in the hat. Hey, but you're saying like, hey, but I don't want to sell unicorn stuff, But guess what? If you don't manage to get that initial momentum of getting a product to work, regardless if it's a unicorn hat, you won't get visitors, you won't be profitable, you won't generate as much leads, you won't build your fan page. You gotta start somewhere. So by going and selling what sells based on the data you accumulate, you will start building your brand, getting momentum, getting data to the pixel. So in the future, when you really want to sell the bikini, let's say, that you always wanted to sell in your brand, now it's probably going to have a higher chance of working because your account is helping you. And when you reach a point that you test 10 products and 4 work, then man, the sky is the limit. I'm going to tell you right now, and this is not, I'm just not making this up, but when I test 10 products, I'm almost sure that at least 3 are going to have insane ROI. And that's because I don't test all over the place. I test based on my history, and I just see the history. Okay, which products worked from the past? Why did they work? Let's find similar products, and let's use either the same audiences or new audiences that are similar. I always go with what works, and that helps you save money and get results faster. Path number 2, you just said, I am sticking to this niche, I'm sticking to the store, I want to sell this cat hat, and if it doesn't sell, I'm out of business. And you just test and test and test and test. I have this person that they created a cat store. Yeah, there's a lot of money in the cats, big market, etc. He said, I'm going to make this work. After months and months of testing all the freaking cat products in AliExpress and all the audiences, it's like, why is it not selling? I'm testing all the products. I know people are making money with these products, same audiences. The audience, I love my cat lovers, magazine, all this stuff. It's not working because you don't have competitive advantage. There's way too much competition, and you're not going with what works. You're just trying to force the niche to work. Who is familiar with this situation? I wanna know because and I want to know because I think I relate to this a lot. That's the reason I created this presentation. But I just wanna know if you feel this is your situation. Do you feel this is what's happening to you? Let's just read the comments really fast. Okay, in terms of the $500 to teach you someone about Facebook ads, I'm talking about $500 for 1 hour of consulting. That's pretty much something like someone who knows their stuff, they're going to charge you something like that. Raimundo, everyone congratulate Raimundo because he said, FUCK, I just got my first sale for real, and a lot of exclamation marks. So congrats, man. The first one is the best one. So that's insane. This is gonna be recorded. No worry, Andy. David, makes sense. Okay. Facepal, cat store, mine. Yeah, man. Trust me, I've tested the cat products and everything. Everyone is saying congrats, man. By the way. That's insane. Okay. Yes. So I'm gonna test. I'm gonna show you some strategies. Okay. Let's go back. So let's get practical, guys. Actually, let me get my notes out, and let's. I think I have some here. Yes. So let's just create a regular testing structure. Okay, I think it's really gonna help you, and I teach it in my YouTube videos and all this stuff. I even teach it apart in my course, and this is really a testing structure that you can use. Is very basic. You can go crazier with testing, trust me. But if you're just starting out, then this is a like kind of the 45-day testing strategy. It's simple, but you gotta be really organized and you gotta be willing to put it into effect. So if you saw in my post of the webinar, strategy to make $500, $1,000 per day, you can make these amounts if you follow this stress testing strategy. And if you go with a data route that I showed you over here, follow this path with this and this one with this testing strategy, you can really make some money and life-changing money, right? So let's say Facebook is divided with 3 sections: campaign, ad set, and ad. Okay, so the campaign is the big picture. Inside a campaign, you can have multiple ad sets. Inside one ad set, you can have multiple ads. The campaign is where you choose the objective, right? So you can choose the objective, whether if it's website conversions, whether if it's PPE, whether if it's video views, website clicks, or now it's called traffic, etc. And here is where you choose the website, the objective. I personally use website conversions most of the time. I just feel it's because the website conversions leverages your Facebook pixel data, what we talked in here, to help you generate better results. Oops. The other ones don't really leverage the pixel data. Many people start with PPE, many people start with video views, traffic for engagement and social proof, etc. I just go directly to the point. I think a lot of people can disagree with me, especially the big marketers, but this is what works for me, and I always keep doing what works for me. Guess what? This update's available. I've had this message like for 6 months, and every day I put reminder tomorrow. Every single day is insane. It's like, I'm honest, like 6 months. Okay. Ad set. This is where you choose the targeting, where you say, okay, I'm gonna show my ad to the United States. It's gonna be age, like it's gonna be age 18 to 64 plus. I'm gonna choose the placements, mobile, desktop. This is where you get the meat. Where you choose the audience, pretty much, is like the meat. And the ad, this is the creative. Now, guys, listen to this very carefully. If you are not getting results and you want to change that, and you want to have way better results compared to the ones you're having right now, maybe they're good, maybe they're bad, whatever, but if you want to improve them, this part is crucial. I think it's so important. It's so important. The creative. This is the creative: image, text, colors, right? So this is the part, the visual part. This part generates engagement. And engagement generates momentum. Engagement generates, and actually let me put it separate because I feel it's super important. Engagement, if you have more engagement, you're gonna have lower costs, you're gonna have more traffic, more organic reach. You can, you will win more auctions which means that you will have more impression on your ads. You can bid lower and still get traffic. All of this because you had more engagement. How do you have more engagement? By having a better ad image. So if you just take a bracelet and put a white background on it and throw an ad, that's what 99% of people are doing. Most of my successful ads have a nice setting, have awesome colors, have insane everything. The image looks great. I always have competitive advantage in the creative that generates engagement, which allows me to have all this, which allows me to have um, the snowball effect. Okay, so if you want to have the snowball effect, then this side right here is crucial. You can have the best product in the world, you can have the best audience, but if you don't have an awesome creative that creates engagement, it's gonna be really, really hard for that. Let's see. For ad, do you recommend video ads as well? Absolutely. Video ads are a great way to generate engagement and are really trending right now. So for sure, man. Let's see, Patrick. You recommend to start with with website conversions, even though my pixel has little traffic? Yes, for sure. But that doesn't mean PPE doesn't work. Like paid post engagement doesn't work. Okay. So now let me show you a structure that you can use. So the 45-day strategy, $45 a day strategy campaign number 1. It's gonna have ad set number 1. It's gonna have ad set number 2. It's gonna have ad set number 3. Okay. Ad set number 1 is gonna have audience number specific, right? Ad set number 2 is gonna have audience number 2, which is specific. All of them are specific because when we're running a new Facebook pixel, the more specific the better. You gotta narrow down your audience really, really well. So okay, that's that. So the campaign is the big picture. Let's say that you get started with a website conversion campaign. Conversion. And audience 1, audience 2, audience 3. Each of these ads is going to have a $5 a day strategy or budget, sorry. And you can either optimize for view content or you can either optimize for add to cart. I usually optimize for add to cart based on my previous history and experience with my own ads. Add to cart works the best for me. Doesn't mean that's going to work the best for you. In fact, website view content might work better for you. Convert or purchase. Purchase is also awesome, but you got to start measuring, okay? Based on the stage that you are with your ads and with your business, you got to test the different events and see what works for you. Right now, when I start my ads, I start either add to cart or purchase because that's what works the best for me. But in your case, maybe view content is going to be generate you the most conversions in the beginning stages, and that might be better for you. I wouldn't start a purchase if you're just starting out, okay? And then I combine mobile and desktop, right? Because you don't know if mobile is going to do better, if desktop is going to do better. I usually combine that gives good results. So you want to spend $45 per day. Then what you do is you're going to test, and here I'm going to put, this is going to be product number 1. So in each campaign, you're testing a product, and inside each campaign, you're testing different audiences for the product. So let's say that this product is a hoodie. For the hoodie, you're going to test 3 different audiences. $5 per day, you don't need more than that, honestly. Then this is a pair of shoes, print-on-demand shoes or something like that. You're going to test 3 different audiences and 3 different audiences. So this is day number 1, right? And now, here's the thing. I usually leave this campaign for 3 days and just analyze each ad specifically to see what happens. But in day two, regardless of these results, I already have my next three campaigns, right? Boom, my next three. So by day two, I already accumulated not only six different products. I accumulated 18 assets. 3, 3, 3, 9, 3, 3, 3, 9, 18. I accumulated 18 assets. So this is just in day two. I test 3 campaigns every day. I actually test 5 campaigns every day when I'm just testing out. I test 5 campaigns every single day. In the beginning, I usually lose money, then I make it back really quickly because I cut out all the crap and then focus on the best thing. So, but I'm telling you to follow the path number 1 of the Facebook pixel. In this case, what I would do is I would analyze these campaigns and I would say, okay, this completely was terrible. This was terrible. These two were terrible. So these two actually got some decent sales, not very profitable. Actually, they could have break even or something. But I'm gonna go really deep into the ad creative comments and stats, analyze those stats and find a reason why I managed to get those products to work. And my next tests, maybe let's say on the next 5 days or so, in my next launches, based on this data that I got here from the ads manager, I'm gonna decide what products to launch on my next tests. I'm not just gonna go the shotgun approach and test absolutely everything. I'm gonna go and find the trends, make a list of products with those characteristics, and boom, launch the batches, just like if it was a fabric. Not a fabric. I don't know I don't even know how to say it. Spanish is different. Anyways, you get my point. Do you understand this? Fabric factory. Oh my god. Are you understand this concept? I want to learn this. This can really help you break through the testing phase if you manage to do it correctly. Oh, you can hear the crickets, Mike? Yeah, actually, there's a lot of crickets over here in Costa Rica. Just like in the Philippines, like when I call my guys in the Philippines, I hear chicken, I hear dogs, I don't know what's going on, some crazy stuff in there. So I'm always like, hey, could you put your earphones, whatever? In Costa Rica, sometimes it's the same. So I usually let my campaigns run for around 3 days. I think 3-4 days is a good measurement. But sometimes I can even pause my campaigns in day number 2 because I have to see the numbers, have to see what are the costs, and I'm already familiar with good costs. Like in my account, when I get 30-40 cent clicks, I usually get something cooking. Like it means it's a good sign. If I usually get dollar clicks or more in my account, that's not usually a good sign. And usually the campaigns that I can scale like to the roof, and the ones that I scale now in my testing phase, they had like 20 cent clicks, 30 cent clicks. By the time I scale, that increased maybe double, 60 cent clicks, 50. But I was sending a ton of volume, which made the big numbers. Let's see. So, okay, elaborate on specific audiences. So, a broad audience is cats, right? This is a broad audience, and I don't suggest you do broad audiences because it's like 40 million people. It's a very, very big pool of people, and I'm gonna explain you one thing. Let's say that there are 2 friends. Okay, one friend is Aris. Okay, because this question is from Aris. One person is Aris. The other person is Mike. Mike is freaking passionate about cats. He has 10 cats in his house. He lives with his mother, has 10 cats, right? So Now, Mike has a lot of interest into cats and likes the fan pages I love my cat, cats, etc. So he's in that pool of people, into that audience. But then Aries sees a post of Mike in Facebook that's like related to cats, a post that is like a funny cat video or something like that, or it's just a video that supports cats in general for people to adopt them. And then Aries goes ahead and likes the post of Mike, not because he likes cats, he probably hates them, but he wants to support his friend, Mike. So on Facebook puts Aries into the pool of people of cats, right? Even though Aries hates cats, he just wanted to support his friend. Now he's in this big pool of people of cats, that's 40 million people, and now you got a hater right here of cats. It's Aries. Now, when you target this, you might show your ad to people like Aries who doesn't like cats, and you might also show your ad to people like Mike who is very passionate about cats. So these are the big audiences. That's why I don't suggest you go for the big ones, because it's a massive pool of people and you don't reach. I mean, you get a ton of people that are interested, but you also get some people who aren't. So when you target something else like Cat Lovers Magazine, and Facebook doesn't tell you this, but by pure analysis, it's like if you gave a like, you took the time to put a like on Cat Lovers Magazine, that's because like you like the magazine, you like cats. It's not that you want to support your friend, it's that you actually like cats. So you have a way higher chance that the person who's seeing your ad actually is interested in the niche that you were saying. Okay, so Mike, get a job. Okay, let's see. Audience sizes. I usually do 100,000 people plus if you're getting started. Andre, I think you should reinstall Shopify, check out your code in your store if Facebook is not tracking your sales, okay? And I actually use this method all the time when I'm testing. I'm just more aggressive than this, way more aggressive. And I just test a ton of campaigns, a ton of ad sets inside the campaigns. I make I put some crazy audiences in there. I test also ads for each ad set. I want to test creatives to get the best engagement possible and lower my costs. But guys, I'm telling you, you test 3 campaigns every single day, you will start cutting up the bad ones, keeping the good ones, like these ones, analyzing them, using them to launch your next batches. When you get a sale, you can increase from 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 20 to 25, 25 to 30. And if you manage to scale gradually, 1 campaign, 2, 3 campaigns, that I'm telling you, I remember when I was doing that, I was doing $1,000 per day. Didn't know anything about manual bidding, hardcore scaling. I was using this strategy, but you know what's the problem? Most people don't want to test 3 products per day. Why? Because it takes time. It takes time. Like you gotta make the research, you gotta launch the campaigns, gotta go to Power Editor, you review the changes, turns out something was wrong, go back. The next thing is the same thing. Most people don't have that commitment to launch 3 campaigns every day. And even though you're not very good with Facebook ads, it's your first time, if you just follow this, like clearly some basic simple settings here and launch, do good product research. If you're not good with product research, then have your cousin, have your friend help you with women fashion, or your geek friend to help you with gadgets, things like that. So there's always a way, I think, you can make this work if you're committed. Simple strategy. I'm gonna tell you, most people don't make it work. But if you do commit with a testing phase and you have an amount of money that you're willing to spend, this can really help you, okay? So, so how long when you do, okay, so to keep the product, when should I know if I should keep the product or kill the product? Based on how much I spend and how much money I made, and based on the cost as well. So I'm usually looking to get at least 100% ROI, okay? If not, like, if I am breaking even, I usually leave it for 1 or 2 days more. But if I'm not getting like a good return or at least a positive return, I'm gonna pause it and just try to find something that will. you gotta be extremely picky when you do your testing. Extremely picky. If you try to scale something that's just giving you 50% return, let's say you're putting $100 and it's giving you $150 in sales every day, you're making some profits after fees, employees, and everything. You're not making much money. When you try to scale that, the return even goes down. So now instead of having a 50% return, you're probably gonna get a 20, which is gonna make you lose money after all the costs. The campaigns that I have currently running right now, they had like 500% ROI in the testing phase, this phase. When I scaled massively, it probably went down to 200, 300% ROI. But I was doing so much volume, profits, and the only thing I care about is the profits. The profits go up when you send more people. So your goal is you gotta try to dive deep in and find this product to audience combination that works. Trust me, from all of these 18 assets, you only need one to make $200, $300, $500 per day. Why? Because from this audience, by taking this audience and analyzing why that's working, you can find 3 different interests. You can add 3 more interests to this campaign, right? So based on this ad set that is just killer, let's say it was killer, you would go and add 3 more that are very similar to that one that was killer. Let's say that to work, now you have 3 that are working, which you can scale. And if it's a good product giving good returns, I'm telling you, that's how you can make some good results. Okay, so so Andrew, if you're getting 50%, man, most people don't get 50% return when they are starting out, man. Most people don't get that, and you should be very proud of that, because now what you're gonna do, you're not gonna get with that comfortable with that 50% return. What you're gonna do is now you gotta go to your ads and analyze which ad sets are working, which audiences, try to figure out why that's working, and launch your next products and audiences based on that's working. So you're going through the data route, right? Okay, so let's move on with the presentation, and let's see. Okay, so now that we're here, I just want to make a quick announcement. I'm opening 5 spots for my group coaching for this webinar. So I've been working for some months with around 10 people. I usually work with a lot more people, and you see my course, I have a lot of people on my course, my video course, but I like to work hands-on with a few amount of people. So I'm opening 5 spots for my high ticket program, which is pretty much awesome. We have people doing, one of my students, you can, I don't know if he's here, but pretty much he started the coaching with $200. He was really skeptical, took some months for him to make the decision, whatever. $200, $300 per day. Guess what? Now he went and actually he tested this strategy, very, very similar. Different changes, well, like not very different changes, maybe a few tweaks here and there, but the concept is really very similar. Once he got a good campaign and the winning product to audience combination, we showed him on the webinar some killer scaling strategies. So yeah, you scale gradually, but what do you do from there? Okay, now that you're spending, let's say in this ad set $30, and you're making what, 120? Okay, perfect. Now you're making $90 per day. But how do you take that and scale it to 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, $10,000 per day? And he is doing from $10,000 to $15,000 per day. Okay, he is using manual bidding, like we teach. We teach you to scale gradual. We teach you to start low. Obviously, have a decent budget. They put it like, what, $2,000, $3,000 for ads, testing. They had some data on their pixel, whatever. But when they got a product, they just scale to the roof, and that's the only thing you need. So I'm opening 5 spots. If you want to learn more about that, feel free. This is gonna go fast. The last time I did that didn't last long, honestly. This is our link that's gonna take you to schedule a call. Okay, this is not like you put your credit card and you're in. You're gonna schedule a call with my team. We're just gonna have a short conversation. We want to see where you are at. We want to see what's your experience. We want to see if you're having trouble with maybe the branding side, if you already have your store, if you're already running Facebook ads. If you're already running Facebook ads and you are not profitable, but you've been doing it for some time and you've tested decent amount of products and have some data to back up your ads, it's very easy for us to help you with that because you already got something running. Okay, we are very good at analyzing data and using it for your next tests so that you can find a winning product fast and scale fast. Okay, so if you already have that, for us it's easier. If you're starting from scratch, we're gonna guide you through the whole process. It's gonna take more time to reach it, but it's possible. Of course, we have people that are just starting out. We have actually people who just started out with their store and they are in this webinar in our group coaching. But when you already have been running ads and all you need is a clear, let's say, guidance on the ads part, on the optimization and scaling, for us it's easier because guess what? We do that every single day. Every single day. Okay. So so Fabian is helping me with this. He's very good. I told him to help out, and he's in the webinars. Everything he has reached $40,000 per day. This coaching is done mostly by me, but I bring people who have amazing results to share their strategies and also teach what they're doing because it's good to have different points of views. So, okay, guys, this offer is gonna go fast. So I don't want to take much of your time. So there are some things I'm gonna give you. Private Facebook mastermind group. You can ask questions 24/7. Sometimes, like I'm telling you, I get people from YouTube and all over the place asking questions. I wish I had 64 hours in a day to do it. I give obviously priority to people who join my group coaching. As I told you, we have around 12 people because it's fair for them. They paid the amount of money required to be in the group. They need our attention. Okay, we have a private Facebook group. You can ask questions 24/7. We reply instantly. Boom, everyone benefits in the group. We have a 5-week live bootcamp. We have 2 webinars per week. We have a Q&A session on Monday. We have a bootcamp session on Tuesday, which pretty much lessons just like this. You can share your screen. In every Q&A, every person talks. They can show their stats, give feedback live. Everything is recorded in an updated members area. You have lifetime access for that. Step-by-step massive scaling, right? Exact process. We show you the stats of the campaign that's doing anywhere from 20 to 40,000 per day. We show you the numbers from day one when we started testing. Imagine me showing you, here's day one, we launched 5 products. Day 2, 5 products. Day 3, 5 products. Okay, what did we do from there? What budgets did you increase? Which ads did you kill and why? The ones that worked, how did you scale them? Why did you use manual bidding and how did you do it? We're gonna show each day, and we show you till the day that it reaches 40,000 per day in a case study. Yeah, we do case studies because we don't want to just throw you theory. We want to show you numbers. That's what people like, right? Honestly, you're also getting 4 1-hour one-on-one quick start coaching calls. We're gonna get on Skype. We're gonna go into your ads manager, into your store, and we're gonna have 1-hour calls. These are personalized calls. Okay. Why? Because we want to make a combination of both one-on-one coaching and group coaching. You're going to get both experiences, 4 hours included in this. All past paid webinars are for free. The ones I've charged for scaling, all of that is for free. We have over 14 hours of webinar replays, recorded case studies. We have hundreds, I don't think we have reached 200 videos, but we have over 100 videos for sure. Everything that we do, we're gonna do all the graphic design of your store, everything, professional logo. This is not Upwork stuff or Fiverr stuff. This is like professional stuff. Remember the small announcement I made before? Okay, you can get that as well for separate if you want. But if you work with us on our group coaching, we're gonna do all the graphic design. We're gonna design your store. We're gonna create your logo, all your branding based on what you wanna do, on the vision of your brand. We're gonna help you create the business. And pretty much this is a 12-week intensive program, and you receive full accountability and support, transparency from my side. If you've been following me on YouTube or Facebook, you know I don't want to I don't want to tell you it's easy, and probably if you join this, I'm gonna tell you, hey, you're probably gonna fail. But I am like that. I'm willing to tell you to your face, like, hey, it's not gonna be easy. So if either you are a warrior, a freaking Viking, and you go with us, we're gonna give you all the support. But if you're expecting to really like, I get people that tell me, hey, if I join, are you gonna guarantee $20,000 per month? I wish, man. I wish I would have as much coaching students as possible because everyone would be rich. But there are many variables. I can control your Facebook data, can control your hustle, everything. But one thing I can guarantee is I believe we have the best support and transparency in the industry because I have all the coaching programs you can imagine from the big names that you find on Facebook. Probably you know them. I've been in pretty big part of those coaching programs, and most people don't show their stats, their numbers, don't give case studies of what they're doing. So we are a lot like that. We're very transparent. If you want to apply for a call, be sure to write this down: sebastiangomezmarketing.com/group coaching. It's going to take you to a place where you just fill out a few questions and you're going to schedule a call. Okay, the faster you do it, the faster we're gonna get back to you. We have a couple of busy days, but I definitely open some spots for the calls. You're gonna personally speak either to me or with Fabian. Like I told you, Fabian is just not someone who I hired for the calls. He's actually doing massive numbers on e-commerce. He's from Costa Rica as well. Lives 30 minutes from me. Marlene, you're in, so no problem. So let's say, yeah. So if you want to learn the price of that, all the details is gonna be spoken on the calls. Okay, all the details, absolutely everything. Let me ask just some final questions. Answer some final questions. Yeah, so pretty much my site, Sebastian Gomez Marketing, is in maintenance. But if you go to the link directly, and let's just go to the group, to the link, right? You're gonna go to this link right here. It's gonna tell you, hey, do you wanna show your time in Costa Rica? Let's just click next. And these days are the ones. Oh, actually, we just got a day booked here. But if not, next week, take a look at this. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday free. So let's say you want to choose Monday, just choose the hours here accordingly. We're gonna ask you a few questions after that, and boom, you're in. You can talk with us. Okay, serious people. This is not a $100 course, but we have people generating tens of thousands per day, and you won't get more transparency in the industry probably. So guys, that's pretty much it. If you like this webinar, then I'm super excited. Thank you for being here. I know you're busy, and I appreciate all of this. And I'm gonna have a replay for you. I'm gonna send this to your email. I'm gonna send you an email with a replay, and just get the replay as well in my Facebook Mastermind group. Like I told you, sebastiangomezmarketing.com/group coaching. If you also want the graphic design separately, message me on Facebook. I'll get you going. We can start tomorrow. You're gonna have a beautiful site. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Andrew, Marlene. Thanks for the comments. And just to be clear here, the maintenance thing is for the site. This link is, as you saw, is working for the scheduling. Have a great night, guys. Peace out.